Hey guys, welcome to Asking Ashley, and this is episode 10 of Asking Ashley. In the subject, friends not happy about my relationship. The message says, what do you do when friends don't support your relationship, but it's really healthy and they're coming from a place of jealousy? My first question would be, how do you know that they're jealous?
Do you really know?
Have they shown you some shady behavior? Are they giving you backhanded compliments? Are they showing up to your events in a more of a judgmental fashion rather than a congratulatory and, happy for you energy fashion? Then yeah, chances are they if all those things are true, or sometimes you just get a vibe, and that vibe is just not a good one, and it's not a happy for you kind of vibe.
And you know that they're jealous.
So once you've established that you are sure that they're jealous and you've made sure of that, I'd say for my second question, are these people really your friends? If they can't be happy for you in a happy relationship? Because sometimes in life we bring along acquaintances a long, long way. In the words of Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
What
have these people done for you lately in your life? Have they been supportive? Is the last good thing they did for you is graduate with you in high school? Is the last supportive thing they did for you is, let you cheat off their test in 8th grade? And you guys are in your 30s now?
Cricket.
So I would do a little check-in with your relationship as of late to assess whether or not this friendship is indeed intact. Because your question seems to be in the realm of, how do I keep the relationship that I have, possibly with my significant other, healthy as it is, and maintain a healthy relationship with friendships outside of that relationship? Jealousy is more common than you think. But jealousy and envy is that emotion where it's really difficult for people to spot it in themselves, mostly because in order to accept that you are jealous of someone, you have to admit to yourself that in some ways and aspects, you feel inferior to this person in a certain way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am inferior to Neil deGrasse Tyson in the levels of my knowledge of physics and things like that. And that's fine. And yeah, I'm jealous because he's wicked smart and he's a cool dude. Shout out to Neil deGrasse Tyson. But I don't let my jealousy over Neil deGrasse Tyson overshadow who I think I am as a person and the things that I know that I'm good at. Like flower arrangements.
It's a reach, girl, a reach.
So, barring those first two things that they're jealous, and this is a friendship that you want to maintain and you don't want to get rid of it or even spend the time mending it. 3 is to address it in a non-confrontational way. I would approach it from the I feelings versus from the you feelings. For example,
I noticed last week when I mentioned that my boyfriend and I are going on vacation together, you and I wanted to figure out or get your suggestions based on places that you've been. You didn't seem very willing to help me. Actually, you kind of passed off the topic without giving me any help at all. And that kind of hurt my feelings. Why did you do that?
So when you're approaching it from a position of, this is how you made me feel, you're not coming at the problem from an accusatory angle. You're not saying,
I know you're jealous of me and I know you want what I have. Why can't you just be happy for me?
That's not going to get you anywhere fast. So it's much better to say, this is how you made me feel. Why did you do that? I don't see many people admitting, even in that conversation, that they are jealous. It's really hard for people to admit. It's hard for me to admit to myself, let alone to someone else, when I'm jealous. So,
oh my God, is this who we are? Is this what we represent?
I wouldn't make them admit it in order to mend the relationship. And chances are they won't admit that they're jealous. So don't look for them to admit it. Just approach it from the perspective of,
you did this, so it made me feel. How can we get past it as a friendship?
and sway. If the conversation goes left, then go back to point number 2.
Is this a friendship worth keeping? Ew.
Just make sure that it's not you projecting before you start down this path of like, all these people are jealous of me. 2, is this a friendship worth keeping? Don't expend energy on something that is not going to pay off or even, pay you back in dividends. It's not worth the stress, and it's not worth trying for a friendship that isn't really a friendship anymore. 3, approach the conversation. Again, you have to have the conversation to breach the topic, but approach it from an I perspective. This is what happened, and this is how it made me feel. Why did you do that? If they're a good friend, they'll talk it out, they'll apologize, and if they're a bad friend, they will be defensive and not own up to it. Or honestly, they might be genuinely confused and be doing it subconsciously, even though they indeed are jealous. So good luck with your dilemma, and thank you so much for your submission. Ooh, this next one is titled, Leaving Job, Need Financial Support. Ooh, don't send me your PayPal. You can ask Ashley advice, but not for money. Okay. So the message reads, what do you do when you want to quit your job for mental health, but your family isn't supporting your decisions, but you'll need some financial help from them? Very little things in this world are worth your mental health.
You could have anything you wanted in this world. You could be wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. You could be the most gorgeous or the most handsome person ever. You could be the most well-loved celebrity figure that, gets to do the most amazing things and meet the most amazing people. But if you are not mentally there or happy, i.e. Bourdain, it's all for naught.
You won't be able to enjoy it, and that's one of the saddest phenomenons in life. Having everything you ever wanted but still being unhappy. And the inevitability that you are unable to move jobs, I would suggest that you find some sort of mental support. Because I know, to be real, I know a lot of us can't leave our jobs, especially not now in this panorama situation. It's not that easy for us to just up and leave our jobs. So my first suggestion would be to seek mental health resources, so that even if you're unable to financially leave this situation, you can at least have some support on the mental health front and find healthy ways of coping. I think one way to get your family's buy-in to you leaving your job is to give them a concrete plan. I'm sure your family's worst nightmare about you leaving your job is that you can't get back on your feet. And they'll have to support you indefinitely. So the best way to ease those concerns is to approach them with a plan. It's one thing to say, I'm unhappy. It's another thing to say that I'm unhappy, but this is my plan of how I'm going to do better and find better. That's much more palatable to people, They can absorb that better than just an emotion with no action behind it. Yeah, so that's my suggestion for you in this situation. Again, mental health is so important. I can't stress it enough. If you're in a space that's making you so unhappy, I implore you to get out, but get out with a plan. That way you don't find yourself from one mentally unhealthy situation to another. And again, does every plan that we make go 100% the way we thought it would? No. So be flexible in your plan. Don't think just because your plan doesn't go 100% the way that you imagined it that all is lost, Not even close. So make up a plan, be a little flexible with it, and have some backup plans within that plan, and just be ready for anything. Whew, that's it for this week's submissions. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like the content that I'm putting out, like this video and subscribe. Or better yet, if you think you can give better advice than me, then comment below about what you would do in these situations. And if you have a problem that you'd like to discuss with me, go to askingashley.com to put in your submission and I'll answer it here on the show. Thank you so much, and don't forget to take care and take care of each other. Bye.